Theorem of Pythagoras. What is it and how does it work? It only applies on a right-angled triangle. As you can see, we have three sides, A, B, and C. A is the longest side of this triangle, called the hypotenuse. B is the adjacent side, because it is adjacent to this angle. So in A we have a hypotenuse, and then B we have adjacent side, and then in C we have the opposite side because it is opposite to this angle theta. It is opposite, so it is called opposite side. And so we have an equation that we use to solve problems using the Theorem of Pythagoras. So Theorem of Pythagoras states that a squared, the hypotenuse, is equal to b squared, the adjacent side, plus c squared, the opposite side. So that is the Theorem of Pythagoras. So let us look at example 1 on how we use the Theorem of Pythagoras to solve the problems. So in this case, we are given the opposite side, the adjacent side, and we need to find the hypotenuse. Okay, remember our equation. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. This one is easy because we have two knowns, which are b and c. 2 squared plus 3 squared. Okay, and then 2 squared is equal to 4 plus 3 squared is equal to 9. 3 plus 4 is equal to 13. A squared here, and then we need to find the square root of both sides. So here we put a square root so that it cancels a squared. So here we'll be left with a, and then square root of 13. Square root of 13 is equal to 3.61. And that is how we find the hypotenuse. Let us also look at example 2. Here, we are given the hypotenuse and we are given the adjacent side. What is not known is the opposite side. Same thing as we did on the previous example. We'll still use this equation. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared. But in this case, we are looking for b. So we'll transpose c on this side. When c gets on this side, it becomes negative. So here we have a squared minus c squared is equal to b squared. You see? So b squared is equal to a squared minus c squared. Our a is equal to 20, so we'll substitute 20 instead of a, 20 squared, minus our c is equal to 16. So we'll also substitute 16 on this side. So we'll have 16 squared, and then we'll just calculate this one. 20 squared is equal to 400, and 16 squared is equal to 256 minus 256, and then 400 minus 256. Okay, it is equal to 144, and here we are left with b squared. So what we need to do at this point is we need to put a square root on both sides. So here we have square root of b squared and square root of 144. Therefore, here we're left with b is equal to square root of 144 is equal to 12. And that is how we find the opposite side. And now we know how to find the hypotenuse, the opposite side, and also we can use the same method that we used to find the opposite side to find the adjacent side. So on example 3, we are going to go deeper. Here we are given all the sides, the opposite side, adjacent side, and also the hypotenuse. And here we are required to find angle theta. Okay, so how do we find this angle theta? Okay, so there's this thing that I like to use to remind me of these equations. It is called So, ka, to. What it means is that in order to find theta, we can use sine, cos, and tan. So we can, if we use sine, it will be sine is equal to opposite over adjacent. Sine theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. If we use cos, it will be cos theta is equal to adjacent side over hypotenuse side. And if we use tan, it will be opposite side over adjacent side. You see? Okay, so here we are given all sides, of which it means we can use any of these. So let us use cos. So if we use cos theta will be equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So if we substitute adjacent, it will be 12 over 13. And then here we have cos theta. And here we'll be left with cos, and we'll be left with theta, and we'll make this cos an inverse. So it will be arc cos into 12 over 13. And then we need to find the value of theta, of which if we put it in the calculator, theta will be equal to 22.62 degrees. And that is how we find with theta. And that was it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel to get more of these educational videos. Have a good day.